Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Chaos, and today I have something, a little different.
Vice! You dumbass! Start making sense, you rotten book, or you're gonna be sorry. Maybe I'll rip your pages out one by one, or maybe I'll put you in the goddamn furnace! How can someone with such a big smart brain get hypnotized like a little bitch, huh? Oh, Shadow Lord, I love you, Shadow Lord. Come over here and give Vice a big sloppy kiss, Shadow Lord. Now pull your head out of your goddamn ass and start fucking helping us!
Obviously, that's not the different part. That's about the same as what you've already seen. As a matter of fact, this entire run is basically the same as what you've already seen. What I am doing today is the finale, the lead up to the final endings, and this is the final time I will be playing through New Game Plus. There are 4 endings, but you'll need to play through the game thrice because of the way that the final 2 work. This is going to be a little bit different than what I've done before because New Game Plus is only different once. You finish the game normally, you finish the game through ending B, and all subsequent endings, ending runs, are going to be ending B with possibly a different actual ending. So what you saw last time with the playthrough B is exactly the same as what you're going to see this time. As a result, this run is technically completely extraneous. I don't need to do it and you don't really need to see it. But I thought it would be a little bit jarring, just kind of go straight to the next ending, and I want to do something a bit unfamiliar, something that I haven't done before. So for this time, I am not keeping the sanctity of the game's cutscenes, and the tone is going to be very much more informal, very much conversational, in a very literal sense of the term. And I will be going through it, just going through it. I won't be dawdling, I won't be showing off any little things. This is just trying to get to the final endings. We'll be following the game from the beginning of New Game Plus straight up to where you enter the final fight with the Shadow Lord. And after that is where the new content will come in, and that'll be posted in its own video because well, this is already a bit of a marathon. Now, what I am doing a little more specifically with this is basically speedrunning the game. You can see from the options that I'm going to keep it on normal, and I'm not going to be using any funny costumes. This is basically a straight shot to the end. So, with that in mind, I'm going to proceed, and I hope you enjoy.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Here we go.
Hey, you want to hear Kaine's backstory?
Oh, yes I do!
Too bad.
Oh.
I've always loved this transition. It's so hopeful.
The beast
I never
approaches.
realized how
Oh,
convenient
I
it
got
was that Emil was floating, because Kaine falls out of the rock, like, above head level.
Oh, yeah.
Just realized that.
Well, she got stuck on the rock, like, floating a fair bit off the ground for some reason. Oh, this is my favorite part, having to reallocate all of my magic. And then forgetting what I'm doing halfway through.
It's sort of sad. Every time you reallocate the same spells.
Well,
Same.
no, I mean to the weapons. I had a bit of an actual play break between all of this, so I kind of forgot what I was doing.
Oh, okay.
Like here, I forgot that I didn't actually equip my, spear. I would be terrible at fighting hell monsters.
This creature must have.
But
How
look,
did
you
it
can
even
see Emil in the
survive
corner.
these
Yes.
past 5
Aw.
years?
I'm not gonna let this
Yes,
happen
I
again.
love that little
You
detail where
guys
the two of them are
today.
still just, you know, chilling in
My
the corner.
sword feels lighter.
It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike him down.
And I would have gotten a shot of them if I hadn't done that the last 2 times I did this fight. You can still see them though. Hi guys! Gotta go stab a thing, be right there.
Not really stabbing right now.
I suppose this might be costume stabbing now.
No, not really.
Oh, that's painful. I keep mentioning how nice and visceral the boss fight actually feels, and I like how he finishes it with such a, I don't know, barbaric kind of finale.
Alive. Stay alive. Stay alive.
Grandma?
Kaine, you gotta live. You gotta come back to us.
Kaine, if it was your grandma, wouldn't she be cursing more?
Maybe. It's never not funny.
I love that shot.
I don't know if it speaks to Kaine's constitution as a character, or the fact that she's just really out of it, that she doesn't quite react.
Emil, you were the one calling me.
I mean, I have to say, Emil's bashful little head turn there is one of my favorite things.
No, everything about this
Yeah,
is
sure.
great.
I knew you right away.
I know I've written about this a lot, but since I don't talk over cutscenes, never mentioned it.
Good to see you.
But, you know, the first half of the game has a lot of bombast and a lot of big fancy things going on, and its animation is a lot broader.
How long has it been?
And
5 years.
basically starting, well, right when you start into the second half, and especially during his transformation scene, the animation gets a lot more subtle.
Right.
Oh,
There's not nearly as much
that's
movement.
a long time. Any luck with Yona?
There's a
We're
lot
still
more,
no closer to finding
you know,
her.
just little
We
tiny
need a way
things,
to
like
locate the
his
Shadow
little
Lord.
shuffle when
This is for you.
she talks to him and he kind of
Weird,
looks away and
yes.
he's like, oh.
Did you make this?
Just a little welcome back gift. It's not much, I know.
It's nothing like the one Grandma used to make, but
I mean,
oh hell.
what?
No, go on.
No, I was going to say, I remember pointing out to people and
Popola.
complaining
We
to
did it.
or talking
We
to
freed
you about
Kaine.
the
That's great.
it's someone who has no expression and a book. How do they get more character expression than,
This doesn't make
you know,
sense.
all of
Please.
Final Fantasy?
I
Basically, yeah.
understand. People are tired and scared, and I'm
I
sorry.
mean, you know, in Final
sorry
Fantasy
you have to
13, the
bear
most
the brunt of
expressive
that.
characters are
It's
Saws,
crap.
who is
It's
just
okay.
awesome,
We can sleep
and
outside.
I think he's Chocobo.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
Yeah.
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me. As long as you're still
You
with
poor
us,
boy.
I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
I'm sorry.
We'll see you later.
We're sorry.
No, you're not.
And I think that was Devila who said that, so maybe she is.
Oh, okay.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just
To be
now.
love how
fair, when
goofy
she
that
met
line
you,
is.
she
Noticed
said,
that.
I don't like people, I'm
selfish
staying out
am
of the
I?
village.
What the hell
Yeah.
is wrong with me?
Like,
We
did
should
you not
turn
notice
in.
when she just stood there and didn't walk in the village? Did you not notice how she's been a statue for 5 years and you really have no reason to be thinking about that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can't blame Devila for everything. It's totally Popola's fault.
Yeah.
Everything is Popola's fault. Devila just sings.
To be fair, maybe if Devila was more on top of things and helping Popola, things wouldn't have gone so horrifically.
Yeah, but Popola's smarter than her. She'll know what's going on.
I'm sorry. I thought we assumed that all of this was Popola's plan, and
Well, no, when you walk up to her with Vice, like, she tries to give you the entire Song of the Ancients thing, and then NIER's like, can you tell me more about that? No, not really. What kind of idiot sings songs that they don't understand? This kind? And then she defers to Popola because Popola is smarter than her. I'm not really placing blame on Devila because she, tried at least, but she didn't really try.
exactly.
Like, I don't really want to deal with this. I just want to sit on the fountain and sing songs. That's what I'm gonna do.
I mean, but, maybe sanity checking Popola's ideas might have been helpful.
Sanity checking. Well, it was Devila's plan to send you off on a crazy revenge crusade, and not just, they say if the two books were reunited, then everything would be okay. Doggy! Look.
Those puppies still make you happy, don't they?
Yeah, look at them. They both come up to NIER. Look. They are both so happy.
You are just desperately clinging to the fact that, something is happy in this village.
Basically.
Happy.
But I like how they both walked up to him right then. But we don't have any dog treat mechanics, so that didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one thing I really like about that, other than the dogs, is that there's no background singing until you speak to Devila and make her feel better.
That's really cute.
It is. See, Devila feels bad. Still not sold on Popola. Never sold on Popola.
No, really not. It was great. My friend was watching, NIER for the first time. And immediately, he's like, I don't trust Popola. Like, why don't you trust Popola? It's like, first 5 minutes, evil books, and she's in the library. You cannot trust her.
I remember somebody, or maybe that was us. Yeah, I think that was us. I don't even know. I've been in a lot of discussions. Who said that, like, she would just turn around and move aside the books on her back bookcase, like, oh yeah, here's Grimoire Noir.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we were the ones talking about that, or if that eventually evolved into, and then she has a brewery downstairs.
Yeah. I don't even remember how we decided she had a brewery downstairs, except that she's Popola.
You know what? I don't either.
But I'm gonna take a moment to complain about the fact that no one bothered to at least get a tarp or something put up over the roof of the library in 5 years to actually, protect the books.
Well, yeah. Well, to be fair, those books have been around for over 1,300 years. If they haven't decayed by now, they're not going to.
Still!
Yeah, you think somebody might at least go through the motions.
I mean, and let's be fair, possibly they have decayed by now. Possibly one of Popola's or Devola's other jobs is to periodically reprint and rebind the books.
It could be. I mean, you know, immortal cyborgs, they probably get bored.
Yeah. I mean, Devla can't spend every day of her eternal existence singing songs by the fountain.
I think she can. I think she's perfectly happy doing that, as a matter of fact. I want to say that I absolutely love the Boatman, and I wish he had a name. I mean, he doesn't do much, and he's got, well, basically just stock lines. But this guy has got to have a hell of a constitution if Popola says, "Oh, hey, NIER needs to be ferried around," and then as soon as you get out of the path of the village, says, "Wait just a minute, I need to get my half-naked woman and skeleton kid too."
Let us make haste.
And he just goes with it. Yeah, sure, buddy. Whatever you want.
I mean, Popola might be paying him really well.
Could be, but either way, he just kind of goes with it. Like, you get the impression that because the other ones are, you know, kicked out of the village, everybody else is a tiny bit leery about it, but he's cool, whatever.
I mean, you're in a boat with a skeleton kid, a half-naked woman, and NIER. Are you really going to put up that much of a fuss? Or are you just going to be like, okay, whatever you say, guy?
Well, no, I mean, his delivery right there was like, hey, this is the Lost Shrine. He's clearly totally fine with it. There's no hesitation. It's like, yep, this is the Lost Shrine. You guys have fun. Now, this is the Lost Shrine. You do your thing. I'm here, I guess. Please just go. I like that somebody went out of their way
I would like to
to
preemptively say that you're a terrible person. You are a terrible person. No, because of you, I cannot, like, see any of these ladder climbing the Lost Shrine things without giggling and basically going, hee hee, upskirt shot on a meme.
I'm sorry. I didn't program the pathfinding.
But you said that first.
That's true, but still, it's not my fault.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that is my fault. The upskirt is not my fault.
Yeah, okay, I can't blame you for the upskirt. I can blame you for a lot of other things.
That is true.
And then you're in the Lost Shrine.
That is where the upskirt producing ladders take you.
Oh, but they just want to be your friend.
Look at them, they want to play patty cake. They're cute.
Bake me a cake as fast as you can.
Oh, Gretel.
I want to bake Gretel a cake.
Oh. But how would it eat it? Well, it's the thought that counts.
I'm sure the little kid shades would get a kick out of it.
Aww.
Oh, anyway, actually,
Yes.
I forgot at some point the full story. So I was wondering if I could persuade you to tell it to me again.
The full story.
How Grimoire Vice and Grimoire Noir came to be books.
Right, okay, yeah. Well, there was the, this
Hey,
brilliant...
start off properly. Once upon a time.
once upon a time, there was a brilliant organization funded by the United Nations called the Hamlin Organization. And through
This is
trial and
all
error,
too
they
easy.
decided that making
almost
child soldiers
disappointed.
fight evil salt monsters was a good idea.
Mhm.
And it worked better than it should have, given what I just said. But
Right.
eventually there came a point in time where they needed to do something else. You know, Legion was eventually defeated, and other things had to be taken care of, like the mass separation of, bodies and souls. As happens, right?
Oh, yeah, everyday occurrence.
Right. So, in order to accomplish this, they decided that instead of, say, forming some kind of biomechanical magical construct, or just using the magic that was at their disposal, they would take 13 of their former child soldiers, throw them in a room, and make them fight each other to the death. And the two winners, well, I guess winners is a loose term for it. The two that didn't get killed got to become magical books that kept their human sentience. And the other 11 got to become magical books that just went batshit insane.
Oh, and who won? One.
Who are these guys?
Well,
Certainly not your
one of the
garden variety
kids,
shades.
who would later be
Their
known
bodies
as
aren't fully
Grimoire
functional.
Noir,
I've
also
heard of
Asshat,
this. A cursed area where incomplete shades
exhibited
gather.
sufficient aggression that he just kind of killed everybody, basically everybody at once. The other kid, who would later be known as Grimoire Vice, exhibited enough sensibility that he managed to put up a magical shield to prevent himself from being killed. And since there were two winners, magical books.
And the moral of the story?
The government is evil. I like to think that this is just the only thing that's been keeping people from the Shadow Lord. There have been adventurous teams coming out here. They've gone up the side of this, of the shrine because, there's actually a ladder out there. Somebody must have built that. They get up here. All right, men. Now we can charge. Now we are in the lair of the enemy. Now we... God damn it, blocks! We have to go back. I can't handle this.
When you could just move them out of the way.
Ah, but that's the thing.
Who bothered building a ladder up to the Lost Shrine? I mean, really, who wants to go to the Lost Shrine? Unless you want to get eaten by murderous shades.
Well, no, I guess they can just teleport. I don't know. Why not? It could have been there from, some other time. Oh, wait, I need to kill this! Kid's dead.
Good job there.
Yes. I love how this really looks like an after-school special. I've treated you all poorly. And I only did that because you were different. But now I know that inside, we're all the same. And then NIER comes in and stabs him.
Yeah.
I wish my after-school specials were like that.
Full of monsters?
Yes. And sometimes
stabbing.
ending with stabbing. The two aren't mutually exclusive.
And then you suddenly realize that you forgot to set your words.
Uh-huh. Well, I didn't want to do it all at once.
You've got to spread out the joy.
Of menu navigation. Yes, I do. Even though in retrospect it would be better to do it all at once than just edit it out.
Yes.
Oh well.
I mean, you could still technically just edit out this chunk.
Kaine, Emil, I want you to... Look, I'm sorry, alright?
Sorry for what?
I'm going to talk to the villagers. I want them to let you in.
Oh, it's no big deal. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to it.
Well, you shouldn't be. It's crap, and it needs to change.
I wish everyone felt the same way.
Emil.
It's all right, really. I like camping out with Kaine. It's kind of fun, in a weird way. Sometimes we sit around the fire and tell stories, or roast...
Emil, that's enough. I got a fucking image to maintain.
We seem to be surrounded by a mob of helpless puppies.
Comments.
Just kick them aside.
I think it's just an artifact from the Japanese version where they didn't play off each other quite like that.
Yeah.
It would be better if it was times that she actually interrupted him, but that's okay. That's still one of my favorite conversations.
Well, yes, we were both silent during it.
This whole thing could have been avoided if Gretel just hadn't wanted to make a dynamic entrance and broken through the ceiling.
I mean, let's be fair, Gretel could have just stayed hiding somewhere.
What's going on? There's dozens of them!
There were, yeah. Don't worry, Gretel, I'm not hurting them.
Well, you're beating up Gretel nice and quick.
I like to think that this is just sparing the
You felt the beast.
little tiny shades, because they don't spawn after the first phase.
Right, so you actually kept most of them alive, because they didn't get a chance to come out.
Exactly.
Oh, this is one stubborn son of a bitch.
Damn it, damn it!
I did have to let Tyrant
Hey
talk,
there,
though.
Sunshine. You ain't feeling bad for this freak, are ya? Ain't no turning back now.
Oh, Tyrant.
You gotta lust for blood.
Oh, wow.
You gotta embrace the slug.
I never noticed the timing on that. As soon as you said you got a lust for blood, he does the blood absorption thing. I get some good timing on these lines.
Kaine!
That will always look like it hurts, though. Right there! Ah.
Obvious. Good at, like, making
Oh, you're kidding me!
some people flinch.
Yeah.
Kaine!
And Gretel's little speech here.
Yeah. I just love how, Tyrant's just sort of like, he's not actually upset, he's just like, this is annoying.
Well, it just keeps happening. Stop mortally injuring yourself, Kaine.
It'll just fall forward.
There we go.
Crush your head. He just needs to fall over on top of it.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna... There he...
So
No, depth perception, why? Oh, my face. So, NIER, would you have actually moved if he had actually fallen on top of you, or...
Kaine, are you alright? We've got to get help.
I fear there is little we can do.
I'm sure you can get help for that.
No.
There's a hole in her chest larger than her heart. I'm really not sure asking if she's okay is the right question.
What is that?
It's all over for you, sunshine.
Kaine!
Although she's still talking. Even though I'm pretty sure that should have obliterated her trachea.
Yeah.
So
Magic.
maybe that is a good sign. Oh man, this boss. Always gave me trouble. Never mind.
Look at Kaine's shade!
Emil, please look at
We've no other
Kaine's shade.
choice. We must strike it down.
Kaine!
Oh dear.
I love Grimmer Vice's tone there.
He's not even worried, he's just like, it just keeps happening.
Kaine.
I couldn't hold it back. I can't be with you.
We're always going to be together, Kaine. If you transform again, we'll just stop it again, as many times as it takes. I don't care how tough it is, we're gonna get you back! I like sleeping outside because I'm with you, Kaine! I'm able to ignore my appearance and keep going because of you! I'm weak and sad and lonely, but somehow you make me strong! You're my friend and I need you, so you can't go away!
Just let him go.
Unfortunately, let me finish, which was going to be the, oh, like you've ever walked away when Emil was crying.
Thank you. I'm alright.
There are a couple of different
love
ways.
listening to that kid suffering.
There were so many different ways I could have interpreted that. Yeah, the worst one's probably the truest.
Mm-hmm. I love how that looks so much like a book.
Oh my god, you're right!
Oh, we've talked about this before.
We did, I just forgot.
But no, it's... Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Guys? Guys?
We want to go in the other Kaine? Kaine, what? My second favorite part of this, right behind the fact that Kaine keeps jumping through the wall and teleporting outside, is that Emil is hard programmed to always be watching NIER. So even though he's trying to basically phase through the wall, he's still watching you.
Yeah. But no, how much they made that look like the back of a book.
Yes. Yes, we did talk about that, and I completely forgot.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of those dumb nice touches.
Yep. And now Popola pulls a map of a key out of nowhere.
The only thing I can assume is that for some reason, when he got the key, there was a little scrap of paper that the Shadow Lord left, like this is how you get inside. But he wrote it in old school Japanese, so nobody in our party can read it. And that's why NIER doesn't question how Popola drew up a little map.
Why couldn't Vice understand old school Japanese?
Grimoire Vice doesn't need to trouble himself with such trivialities.
But I mean, you could have phrased it like, oh, this looks like some piece of arcane wisdom. I think only someone like a great and powerful grimoire could understand it, and then you have your translation 5 seconds later.
Well, bear in mind that, the first time you go through the Forest of Myth, Vice makes this big, huge deal about how, the little riddles are so trivial, and then makes NIER solve them anyway.
Fair enough, but he is apparently not incompetent at language skills. See Facade.
True. But I really imagine that he didn't want to be bothered. Also, the fact that I don't think that piece of paper actually existed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just Popola being like, whoop-de-doo, I'm gonna draw you up an abstract-looking map of a key of where you're going, and hopefully you're not gonna question anything.
Yeah, how do you know what the other things look like? Just a guess. I mean, this one looks all weird and funky, and the other ones do too, right? Yeah.
And of course this is gonna be the right shape, and you can tell that there's... what?
Writing on it?
Yeah.
Therefore, the other pieces must have writing on them, and this might be what they say, maybe.
And you know there's going to be 4 more pieces, because that's how many places there are for you to go.
I'm not suspicious. That's kind of great how she isn't suspicious.
Hmm?
Like, the first time you go through the game, you don't really question it, because she's just the mentor character. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
You wind up playing enough RPGs that you're just kind of programmed to not even question when they know this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask, are you smart enough to actually get items before going through the junk heap this time?
Oh, I don't need them.
You're high enough level?
Well, I'm high enough level, and I also have maxed out, healing herbs at the very least. And a ton of salves, and probably almost maxed out potions from doing the DLC.
Oh, okay. Did you do the DLC to, what, get fully upgraded stuff?
I did the DLC to show off the DLC.
Oh. That makes sense.
Yeah. Because, the second half of the game doesn't have a whole lot of meat to it. So, padding.
Yep.
Damn it! Where'd they go?
This is seriously the most depressing thing.
Get 'em! Don't let 'em escape!
You realize you're calling this the most depressing thing in a Kavia game, right?
That's how depressing it is.
There's something over there!
I mean, the stuff that happens to Emil eventually evens out with him, fighting aliens in the future. And he's totally cool with it. But no, nothing good comes of this.
He had a couple of good years with BB.
He had quite a number of good years with BB, but then it just ends with, Oh yeah, also we can hear his mom being murdered right outside the room. And then just before they find happiness by going out to explore the world, whirlwind of destruction comes in and cleaves them in two.
Yeah. This is the boss that you feel the worst about actually going back through and murdering.
Oh, absolutely. Just nothing about this is justified. I mean, when you fight Gretel, he attacks you. So there's some provocation, but you don't just walk up to him.
You are an intruder. You must be eliminated.
And Brock just deserves everything.
There is something leaking from
and
your
Wendy
eyes.
is just weird.
Yeah.
But this is just sad.
What is crying? Who is Mom?
Just want to give Khalil a hug.
I do find it interesting that the robot comes in and says you have to be eliminated because you're an intruder, and then Khalil just starts crying, and the robot's like, no, what's wrong? I'm sorry.
14 days, 4 hours, and 43 minutes. 44 minutes.
Yeah.
I am incapable of being lonely.
Clearly, this is a better model robot than, say, Devila and Popola.
You
will
die.
Until the cat died. they were okay.
Why? Will they kill you?
Until the cat died?
Yeah, one of the weapon stories is about two android sisters
I
who
will
adopted a
not permit
cat
the humans to
in the
kill
winter
Khalil.
because it was starving and, you know, out in
Military
the cold.
defense robot
But then it
P-33
died, and they
will protect
vowed
you.
never to love again.
Right.
P-33
I
is
think I
charged
remember
with
that one.
defending others. P-33 will defend Khalil.
Aww. Devil and Popola get all the weapon stories, don't they?
All of them?
Well, they get a lot.
I think they... No, I don't think so. It's mostly the one about the cat.
There's gotta be tons of machinery here.
Yeah, but I don't know
I
how
can't
much
think
we
of
can
other ones that
actually
involve
use.
Devil and Popola.
Oh,
And
wow.
most weapon stories are
Check this
just,
out. It looks brand new.
you know, crazy.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Hey, be careful there.
I'm fine.
Well, yeah, he is fine.
And
No.
you'll be fine, kid.
Huh?
No, he won't.
Look out!
No, he won't.
Physically fine.
No, he won't. What do you...
Okay, at least for the immediate future, he doesn't end up crushed.
Okay.
That is the definition I am using for fine.
A bit of a loose definition, but okay.
Jacob! Jacob,
In
no!
comparison to Jacob,
This
he's
can't
fine.
be happening!
That nice, organic, meaty noise. Ugh.
And yet another example of Kavya getting their expressions down.
Oh, yeah. Look at that robot. He looks so mean.
I know. Menacing.
Oh, you
Look
meant
at the
kid.
sweet kid.
Yep.
He looks so adorable.
Kind
and
face.
happy.
Meanwhile, now the
noise
robot
of
just
the
looks silly.
intruders caused the structure to fail.
Aw.
They should have proceeded with more caution.
I don't think it was the
One
noise. I think it was the
intruder has
tripping
perished.
over the, rebar.
Yeah.
Wait,
The
did I tell you
junk
about
heap.
the,
Perhaps we
the
should
brothers
speak to
story
the brothers.
in the
They
grimoire?
might know something about this.
No, I don't believe you did.
Yeah, they have one. Turns out that I'm
Hello
pretty
again.
sure insanity just runs in the family.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's about the 7-day, wait when their mother leaves before
Mhm.
NIER shows up. And it's from, Jacob's point of view. And Jacob, by, like, day 5, he's contemplating... I think Gideon gets out, goes up to the junk heap, and Jacob, like, stacks a whole bunch of boxes in front of it so he can't get through. And that night, he contemplates amputating Gideon's legs so he can't leave ever again. Also, when NIER first shows up, he gets out a knife to kill him so that he can ransack the body, take any valuables he has, and possibly eat it? I don't know.
Sorry, this is Jacob?
Yes. So to be perfectly honest, Gideon losing it like this, pretty tame by comparison.
I thought Jacob was a lot more stable than that. Wow.
Yeah, you would think so.
Jacob, officially the best at faking sanity of anyone in the game.
Yes. Oh yeah, and then the mother was, the mother ran away from the father for reasons that aren't entirely clear, but she wound up being abusive towards them. Let's see, Jacob wanted to amputate his brother's legs so he'd never leave, and then Gideon, replaced his arm with a robot simulacrum because he accidentally ripped off his brother's.
He died protecting the only family he had left.
Yeah, no, I guess they are pretty messed up.
Damn shame.
You know, the sad thing is saying that Gideon seems a lot less scary.
He is a little more normal than the other two. I mean, at least his total psychotic break has a really good reason.
A large seagoing
The other two are
vessel
just messed up.
that carries freight and passengers over
I guess he
bodies
was
of
taken
water.
after his dad.
You have taught me much, Khalil. You
I don't think
have
his dad was
helped to
ready to say it.
expand my vocabulary.
His dad's
You
the
have
seafront barman.
instructed me in the ways of the outside
Right.
world.
So by comparison, he's pretty normal.
Because we
I forgot about that.
friends.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah, you really should have just stayed in Seafront.
Well, it wasn't his fault. His mother left.
Should have probably stayed in Seafront.
Oh yeah.
Not lived on a junkie full of mountains.
I'm not saying that you're not right. Just that poor Gideon didn't really have much of a choice in anything that happened to him. Except for that time he accidentally broke the mountain and crushed his brother. That he might have had a better choice than that.
That's why you should listen to your brothers when they tell you not to go running off through giant abandoned pieces of sheet metal.
Oh, then I killed everything.
Huh.
Yep.
Yep.
I was really tempted to go out and find what I needed to get it to, level 4.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that's downright excessive.
But no.
Nah. Mostly because I remember trying to farm for black pearls before, and it took a while.
I like to imagine that, like,
Oh.
really, it's just Kaine or Emil holding on to your boar tusk. Emil can just go boar drifting in the middle of the night, can't sleep.
Well, you know, that's a common assumption that, sometimes if NIER happens to be in a village for a while, the two of them just kind of go boar drifting. Which is adorable.
Campfire. Emil, Kaine, the boar.
Ah, that's sweet. I like how the game, explains their relationship, Kaine and Emil, once, and then you can somehow extrapolate everything else from that. Well, you know, it, like, he gives that little speech about how they go camping and they roast marshmallows, or maybe chestnuts, or possibly meat for Kaine, I don't know.
The game tells you more directly, like, it's one of the few
This
times
is
that
the
they're,
village
you know,
from a
actually, like,
dream.
name things. Of
Yeah.
Emil being like, I think
Truly
I've
a
been using
nightmare
her
I
with my
hope never to
sister.
That's
experience
true.
again.
But it's,
I hear you.
there's also a 5-year gap, and the main part of, their interaction comes mostly from what Kaine tells him in the, outside of the manor. What
Mhm.
Emil mentions they do there, and, that really brief, reintroduction where the two of them, you know, talk to each other as soon as she comes back from being a statue. I mean, he gives his little speech to explain, you know, why he did that.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's just, you know, we just hang out, and she's actually a really nice person, and the only other indication you get is that the two of them are comfortable enough that Kaine will lean on his head, and he's totally fine with it.
Which is really cute.
It is, that's adorable.
and is a really... I feel like it's one of the more human gestures I've seen in video games.
It is.
Because, I've had that situation where, good friends are just sort of like, yes, I will use your shoulder as an armrest, or, in fact, I will use your head as an armrest.
Oh, okay, this line here is there's something really weird about it. Can you see it?
No.
They misspelled grimoire.
Well, did you really expect me to find that, then?
Well, do you realize how many times I've played the second half of this game, and I only just saw it then? Anyway, we're just gonna go through this. Green, incidentally.
Oh, good.
Green 63, as a matter of fact.
Submarine.
It's the best one.
Mm-hmm. Did you, when you were doing it in Japanese, did you ever get better at figuring out where to find the,
No.
Oh, I know this one!
When you have to input the name at the very end of the first run, and it says, "Who do I love the most in all the world?" When I was in Orlando, I was just playing the game for them, and I moved to input, NIER, because that's the right answer. And one of my roommates piped up and like, "Emil!" I'm afraid that doesn't work.
But wouldn't it be great if it did?
It wouldn't make a whole lot of sense in context, unfortunately.
Yes, but still.
It would be. I've also heard rumors that if you put in Dad, it works. But then I've also heard people that say it doesn't.
You should try.
Yeah, I need to find a save file that's, Oh no, I do have a save file that's early enough.
Yeah. I would like to see if that's verified.
I will always have a save file that's early enough.
Are you still keeping that permanent right before Emil becomes a skeleton kid file?
I saved it on Valentine's Day. It just seems so appropriate.
I'm not really sure there's anything I can say to that.
Well, what was I doing on Valentine's Day night? I was playing video games and watching a kid get turned into a skeleton. That sounds about right.
Yeah, it sounds very appropriate for you.
Exactly. Anyway, that was the Forest of Myth. Stunning, as usual.
Hey.
A letter for, weapons of mass destruction.
Sure. Whatever you say.
It's NIER. NIER is the weapon of mass destruction.
Oh, alright then.
Well, he says, "I have a weapon for you, also I have a request for you to murder everything in the junk heap." Everything. You know what? That's Jacob's fault, too.
What, murdering everything in the junk heap?
Actually, yes. During that little story, in order to try and keep Gideon from being intrigued by the junk heap, he told him stories about how the robots were evil. And had to be eliminated. And that they would, kill everybody. And I think Gideon might have, hung on to those stories a little bit too much. in later days.
Thing to remember about his brother.
The last thing I remember about my brother was that one time he told me to kill all robots. So I'm gonna kill all robots. It's almost sweet. In a really violent way. Just like this game!
Yeah, also, you know, if you really wanted to destroy all the robots in the mountain, you should really just get a meal on that.
All the robots, not the mountain.
I mean, it'd be a way of getting rid of all the robots.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have the mountain anymore.
That's
his livelihood. That's where they get all the metal for forging weapons and stuff.
Do you really think he'd care about that if all the robots were dead?
Yes, because his entire purpose is to forge more weapons to kill more robots. And then if you just kill all the robots, what's left? Nothing. Emptiness. What does he kill next? Things that aren't robots. Let him just kill the robots.
It's more or less safe for everyone else.
Yeah.
Hey there. Your weapon is ready to go.
Great. Thanks.
I love how he's doing the Yosuke voice.
You know, with a weapon like that...
You were going to say?
I need to ask you for a favor.
Oh, yeah?
I want you to avenge my brother.
That's a rather ponderous favor.
The crazy Yosuke
It's my
voice,
mission.
but a Yosuke voice nonetheless.
That's why I've been creating these weapons for the past 4 years. I don't care about money. I only care about making a weapon strong enough to kill those bastards.
What bastards?
The
Yeah,
ones in the
I don't think he cares
mountain.
about his livelihood.
Little Shade and his robot.
There are shades here?
Well, notice
brother
that he
was killed by a
specifically says to
shade?
kill the robot that killed his brother,
And
right?
what have we decided?
And then we do
It's
that.
killing time.
And then he escalates to kill all robots. I really don't think that if you fulfill kill all robots, he's going to stop there.
Yeah, okay.
So really, just let him do his thing. We don't need any more explosions.
I just like that Jacob's initial idea of how to keep him out of the junk heap is basically the Shadow Lord's initial idea of how to keep people out of his heap.
You see, it works! We just need more boxes. I mean, you know, if the Shadow Lord had piled the boxes too high, we wouldn't have been able to progress either. See, the only reason that NIER can do it is because he can jump twice his body height. Which normal people can't do.
The elder brother postponed his joy for the sake of his sibling.
Right, so the two brothers, smarter than the Shadow Lord because they know how to stack crates.
He was able to help shape the life
Jacob
of his
certainly
brother.
was anyway.
Sure, that was reward enough.
Gideon doesn't seem to have taken up the stacking crate idea.
I mean, why would you want to keep people out of the junk heap? If they go into the junk heap, they'll murder robots. Or get murdered, and I don't think he cares about that one.
Yeah, I don't think normal people go into the junk heap. Because they're the only weapons, they're the only ones that deal with that sort of stuff. Like, it's implied their entire livelihood is dealing with that stuff. The other people don't have to.
I wonder who took care of this when they moved out there. Like, how did they learn how to make weapons, and who was doing in the weapon business before they moved out to the junk heap?
Well, it certainly wasn't their mother. I mean, she would go in to get materials, but I think Jacob said that he was the one that did most of the weapon smithing. So maybe what it was that she moved out there and nobody else had taken up the mantle of being the person that goes out and gets weaponry, so individual shopkeepers would have to do it. But they'll pay a good premium to not risk getting, you know, their decapitated by robots when they go out just to forge weaponry. Could be.
You know, I'm just wondering, like, how Jacob particularly learned to be this master weaponsmith and incorporate Phoenix eggs into materials and things.
If I recall, the story was basically that he had to. Like, he'd always been good at tinkering with stuff, and then just through his own trial and error, learned how to make, learned how to put together weaponry. I mean, how did the first blacksmith figure it out?
Well, you know, trial and error and that sort of thing, but you sort of think you get slightly shoddier work.
Maybe he was magical. Everybody else is magical, why can't he be? Oh, there goes one of the P-22s. That was tough. Goddamn mysterious switches. My first time through the game, the only second half the thing that I didn't complete, other than Life in the Sands, because, well, Life in the Sands, was getting...
Life in the Sands is so much fun!
Especially when the game doesn't tell you what hybridizing seeds is, and the only guide on GameFAQs is wrong. Yeah, that's a blast!
Fun!
I remember reading that guide and looking at it like, this can't be correct, because I think that the only step they give you is hybridize gold seeds with blue ones? And now, it's been a while since I've taken an art class, and maybe I'm not remembering my color wheel properly, but I'm pretty sure that gold plus blue does not equal pink.
I'm going to agree with you. So unless our collective art class was entirely wrong...
Indeed, the collective art theory for the last several hundred years. Yeah, I don't think that was correct. But, other than Life in the Sands, which is just bullshit all over, yeah, it was the thing that requires you to collect a whole bunch of mysterious switches. That put me over the edge, because I ran through this junk heap so many times, and only came out with 3.
I've never heard of a shade living with a machine.
Ridiculous.
What's that about?
Doesn't matter. I'll kill the
It's
shade
about
and anyone
friendship.
who gets in my way.
I didn't want to make this joke again, but friendship is tragic.
Friendship is magic?
No, tragic.
Oh.
And also violence.
I'm just going to be silent, so I don't end up on a 30-minute tangent.
About cutie marks. Yeah, let's not do that again. Let's just jump down this hole.
Whee!
And NIER makes a graceful entrance. And the other two just teleport in.
Yeah. This is the fight I generally feel the worst about.
Yeah. He's so cute. Just a little slow blink up on top of the robot.
Intruder detected. Scanning. Scanning.
Oh man, he's got machine guns. This is gonna be dangerous. It's bet he wasted all the ammo.
I know.
Good lord, he's enormous.
Intruder detected.
No bigger than any of the other ones we fought.
No, it really isn't.
Scanning.
And now it's a lot smaller.
Also, why is Vice calling it enormous given that we fought, like, the Knave of
my best guess would be that maybe they intended for the other robots to be, you know, visibly smaller than him, or to make him visually larger than the other ones, but never quite got around to it.
Fair enough.
Totally making things up, by the way. I love how he gets the wings, and you're all ready for the fight to really escalate.
This thing can.
And then you stab once. There they go. Yep. Oh no.
Error.
Little kid robot, just run, or little kid shade, just run away.
You don't have to stay. Oh, okay, you can explode now. Thank you. Hey, I gave him a chance. Completely gave him a chance.
Mm-hmm.
See, there he goes. And there I go missing. Again. And again. And again. And... Look, did you see that?
You're a jerk.
I can't continue the game until I do that.
He never attacks you, he just like clones himself and runs around.
I know. It really is a lot worse when you can't actually hit him and you realize that he's not on the offense at all.
Mission.
Superman.
Didn't try very hard. Just ran around.
Yeah, well, he's not strong enough.
Khalil.
Dude, he could have at least tried to like bite you in the ankle.
Maybe he did, and it just doesn't register on your HP.
BB. Cry.
Oh.
You.
You stupid machine! You killed my family! You took everything from me! Why did you have to be here? Why you? Why are you here? Why?
Strictly speaking, I think Geppetto killed his mother.
Beautiful. What a perfect example of humanity.
Oh, Tyron. You're an ass.
I mean, I always sort of figured that his mother just sort of got locked in a room and then like starved.
Well, she's found right after the security system.
Why you? Why are you
so
here?
Yeah, maybe she did just get locked in the room behind
Getting
it and
that thing won't bring your
then
brother back.
Starved.
But he's dead.
Or, you know, got injured,
it's this
but...
bastard's fault.
Well, either way, they wound up in that room behind a security system.
Better. Just wait. You freak!
Oh, yeah.
You goddamn freak! I'm gonna explore this entire mountain now!
Yes. My greatest revenge. I shall explore the mountain.
Machines. No one can stop me!
And NIER has the best reaction.
Yeah.
I think that Brother kinda sounds a little more sympathetic than Papa NIER's just like, I'm leaving.
Madness driven
I mean, it'd be hard to sound a little less sympathetic than Papa NIER, because he's just sort of like...
He doesn't know any other way.
Gotta get out of here now. You're insane.
I know.
Yeah. I think he just knows what's happening now. He's like, yeah. Right. Well, maybe something not horrible will happen at the next place I visit. That'd be nice. I mean...
I think you're right. I think good times are ahead.
Yes. You can tell because it's now afternoon lighting, and I really like this, just the lighting in this particular time of day.
Bodes well.
Mm-hmm.
Sunshine and
Some
laughter.
Nice and gold, and I just stabbed something. It's gonna be good.
It was just a little shade, though.
Yeah.
So,
somebody's son or daughter, whatever.
I don't... Also, someone's young son or daughter.
I think... Yes! There we go! Beautiful speedrunning strategy of smashing your face into a rock wall. It works in real life, too. If you can, drift a boar.
I am very glad you've never gone out and tried to catch yourself a boar.
Well, none of them are usually big enough for, general drifting purposes.
Yes, but I know that there are wild boars in the area where you live. Very glad that you don't try and go catch one.
Well, once again, they're just not big enough for, supporting human weight and drifting.
I mean,
also, they have tusks, and they hurt, and I'm pretty sure that you can be murdered by pigs.
You can.
Then again, what can't murder you?
In the context of NIER, or in the context of real life?
I'm gonna go with real life.
Okay.
Hey.
So, I still haven't figured out what triggers the Airy versus, facade.
And you've only been trying as long as you've had this game.
No, I haven't. I've only been trying as long as I knew that was a thing. The first game, I played through it 3 times to get all the endings. The first time I did this, every time I went to facade first. And then I picked up my 100% file, and the first run, I went to facade first. I did my speedrun file, facade first. And then the 100% run, run B, I think, was also facade first. I didn't realize that you could, that sometimes did the Airy first until, it came up elsewhere. And, as somebody said they did facade first, and then everybody else was like, oh, I always thought that it was hard-coded to do the Airy first, and you just did something weird with your game.
Oh, okay.
And after I read that, was the first time that it sent me to the Airy first.
Let's go see the chief.
What a
It's really weird.
soul-crushing place.
Well, anyway, Airy, nothing can possibly go wrong.
Yeah, I think this has the most positive impact out of all of these stories. Watch the weather change.
Is it sad that when you say this one has the most positive impact, I'm sort of going, alright, which of these stories ends with Emil crying the most, and therefore has Christine making it have the most positive impact?
The worst part is, I'm pretty sure that's true. I mean, it might not be direct cause and effect, but that does have some unfortunate amount of, truth to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm awful.
Yes, you are.
But no, really, I mean, in comparison to the other ones, like the tree, well, I guess the tree doesn't really have any impact. Facade? That's not good.
No.
What happens in the junk heap? That's terrible, both because, Khalil's adorable, and I do feel bad for Gideon.
Yeah.
The Airy, it's, the Airy. I mean, yeah, okay, it sucks that some people out there died, but by and large, it's just, it's not a nice place.
Must have truly opened their minds.
Although you can't farm Elegs from it anymore, so never mind.
Aren't you glad to be going back home, Kaine?
That place is a shithole.
Don't be so nervous, Kaine. We'll protect you.
You should go farm
I
Eagle
got
Eggs.
me taken care of.
I can
Worry
do that
about
in the
protecting
third
yourself.
door. It's
Ooh,
not happening.
the village. It's home to so many terrible little memories, isn't it, Kaine?
Okay, so, you heard how Tyron just kinda kept going there?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I did.
Yes. Well, what the game does is it loads the entire length of quotes it's gonna use, and then doesn't interrupt it until, like, either a true cutscene happens, or until another, you know, ambient quote starts up.
With humans,
Then we can continue to live peacefully.
but that
Which
man
turns out
will
really
come.
great sometimes.
Yes, that man will come. He will kill us all. He will kill our women and children.
What should we do? What can we do?
Like this.
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
Yes! Thank you, Kaine.
Did you intentionally try to get it to
No.
go like that?
No, I forgot that Kaine had an extra line telling Tyron to shut up. So I just kind of went through the transition, and then that happened, and it was marvelous.
No, seriously. You break this bridge right here, and no one can even get into the area. You're safe to have your little shade community forever.
Yeah, except I don't think that the area is actually capable of creating its own vegetation. Therefore, you starve to death.
I mean, I am sure you can build a path up to the top of the cliffs, and I'm sure there's something up there.
Look, the fundamental problem with the plan for the area is that they sent a letter saying, hey, we opened some shops, come visit us. And then Popola told NIER. And I'm still not entirely sure what's going on with this. Like, the guard almost kinda knows what you're talking about, but he's being really coy about it, which is weird. I'm pretty sure that the chief here is just completely divorced from all of this. He knows they're all screwed, and he's just waiting it out now. The other ones are really suspicious about not knowing about your letter. I still don't know who sent it. I still don't know what they were trying to accomplish if they wanted to keep NIER away from them.
I mean, I think some of them were sort of like, that man will come and kill us all. We should try to get him here first so we can murder him.
I kind of like to think that they were working at odds. Like, there was a group of them that were maybe thinking, hey, if we just, you know, stay in our doors and lock the doors, keep the children away, whatever, we'll just be able to, you know, ride this out until the Shadow Lord can fix things. And then some of them are like, we really need to take care of that guy.
Yeah, I do think you're right, and that the area has conflicting factions within it.
Yeah, it seems to.
But no one talks to each other enough to actually know what's going on.
Well, yeah, no, they don't. They all stay in their houses. And then this group that wanted to lure NIER out here actually bothered, you know, going outside and talking and sending a letter. Nobody else knew what was going on. This guy just has a total freak out.
Everyone.
Yeah, you know, Guy, if you just hadn't said anything, you would have just left
Look
the
out.
area.
This man is a
Yeah,
shade.
that guy is just...
It's a trap.
I think
I
that...
thought as much.
I guess that guy must have been in on the whole trap thing, because he, like...
What?
He
I got
leads
bored.
the conversation
Thousands
to
of
basically
horses
trigger the other
were
ones to come
distracted
after
by
him.
the local welcoming party.
Because there is absolutely no reason for
Mind
NIER
if
to go
I
like,
join
hey, did you
you?
send a letter? Maybe. Hey, do you know Kaine?
That guy clearly knows about the letter. I get the feeling, though, that, like, someone with a little more intelligence in trap planning actually, sent it, though.
Oh, yeah,
and this guy just, like, messed up their plan.
I'm not sure if he messed up their plan or if that was, like, supposed to be the, you know, the signal for everybody to attack. You know, like, hey, make sure that this is the guy. I mean, we haven't talked to anybody in 5 years. Could be a different person. Like, maybe that's actually what they were doing. Like, every time somebody walked out there, he would say, hey, are you friends with Kaine? And then everybody would kind of look at them, you know, side-eyed, like, who the hell are you talking about? Be like, oh, okay, carry on. Maybe.
Get out of here! No! I'm not going to abandon my sister!
You know, every time I see this cutscene, I think this would be
Yeah?
better with ponies.
Don't believe her. This woman's a shade.
No, I always wanted to turn out that Kaine is wrong.
You always want to what?
I always want Kaine to be wrong about this.
No!
Because she yells, "No, don't trust the woman is a shade," and then she kills her. And it would just be so perfect if she just stayed dead.
Yeah.
You people are the true monsters!
I mean,
Stay back.
the scene goes
Your
on,
sister is
and
one of them now.
it obviously makes more sense that
I don't care.
she becomes a shade, because that's the whole
sister, and I
point of
love
everything
her.
going on, but I just like the idea that your party is so overzealous about this that they just kind of, you know, murder a woman. And they're like, whoops, sorry.
I mean, your party totally would, though.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
they would.
okay, sorry, some members of your party totally would.
Yeah.
Emil wouldn't.
No! No, he spends this entire fight trying to say, please, don't fight us, we don't want to hurt you.
Don't hurt my sister!
Or no, I think those are people. Or sorry, I blew up the entire village.
Yeah, but
Madness. These people
you
are behaving
sort
as
of
if
really
we are
think
the
the
villains.
people of the area could have handled this better. I mean, a polite sign on the entrance saying, P.S. We've decided we don't want company again, ever, ever, ever. Please no entry to associated list of people. And who would really come by?
Well, who would come by to the area anyway? You don't even need a sign.
We need to get out of here.
But, you know...
But yeah, I follow you. Because what they did was literally invited their enemies. Like, there's implication that this is a trap, except it doesn't make sense as a trap.
Are you sure?
Because
about
they have that whole
Sunshine?
thing at the beginning where they're like, we don't want to be bothered. But then they set up the thing, and then they send a letter? And
Or someone sends a letter, and you're sort of like, you know, maybe you would have just been better off hoping that NIER never came back. Because he probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, really, why would anybody come back? I mean, Kai doesn't want to be here. The only reason I can think of that NIER would come by is if Emil wanted to go sightseeing.
Or you might have wanted eagle eggs.
That too. I kind of wish that, we talked right over it, thankfully, but that monologue the one shade gives you about how you're the ones who have lost your humanity and you're the true monsters and all that, I kind of wish that didn't exist. Because the thing that works about the Aerie is the sudden change in context. I mean,
yeah.
I've mentioned this before, but that one woman who yells, "That's my husband, he's a shade." Like, the first time you go through here, you think that she's freaking out because that's my husband, he just turned into a shade, what the hell? But then you come back and you realize that, oh no, she's saying, that's my husband, he's one of the shades, stop killing him.
Yeah. And I don't know, the area would basically, I think, work better if it wasn't the Aerie. No, like, if you were having the same series of events where some people were shades and you were going through town slaughtering people that you suspected to be shades, and it was in, like, facade, you'd feel a lot worse about killing those shades.
Right, if they had fostered more sympathy for the Aerie in general.
I can't.
Oh, you can, kid, don't worry. But as I mentioned to you, and as I meant to mention at some other point, just never got around to it, I kind of feel like the whole event sequence with the Aerie is less about the Aerie and more about the emotional impact it has on the party.
I feel
Like, you're not meant to feel particularly bad for the people in the Aerie, but you are meant to feel very, very bad about the whole, bit where it explodes. Not
feel bad about the word explodes. Feel bad for Kaine because of the Aerie.
Yeah, right. Like, the Aerie itself is not meant to be an emotional nexus. It's just the reason for a different.
I sense magic coming from the middle of that eye.
God damn it! That sentence had an end. I swear. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah,
like the Aerie itself is the impetus for things. It's not the end result.
Right.
Wait, stop! I think those are people!
And you're right! Good job! You get a prize.
So, guess what? Who cares about the Aerie other than you?
That is kind
like,
of...
Kaine certainly doesn't care about the Aerie.
Well,
The surrounding tentacles appear
I'm sure
to reflect
she
magic.
does in a way, but
Now, focus your magic on the beast's center.
I mean, you know, crappy as it was her home, and there was that one guy who was nice to her.
Such
Yes.
agility.
But
NIER stopped caring about the area once Shade started appearing.
I don't think NIER ever cared for the area. Let's be fair, the first time he was here, they were awful. The second time he was here, they were awful. This time that he's here, they're still awful. And, you know, it's a 5-year gap between visits, so even the people that kind of warmed up to him are likely dead or shadified by now, so that doesn't even matter. But yeah, I feel that, like, the game goes through a lot of lengths, effective ones, I should say, to make you feel bad for these different bosses, but the area never really manages it. And I don't think that's... Well, no, I'm sorry, I do think that's kind of for lack of trying.
I'll pin it down!
I mean, I think the tone they give for the area works very well for the first half of the game.
Its weak point is located around the back.
Well,
Attack
for your
it from
first
above.
playthrough entirely.
Emil!
Yes.
Emil!
But I think if they wanted
keep it busy! You should be
you're a
able to
terrible
attack
person
from
for
behind!
murdering
Go
these shades,
around!
because guess what, they're people, and you really should be thinking your actions through.
The lad can take care of
I
himself.
think you needed
We'll
a
circle to
city
the
where,
creature's rear.
as a player, you actually
cared about them?
Like a bit.
Well,
like if Wendy was the seafront boss.
You cannot harm it from below.
Seafront.
You must strike it in the eye.
Yeah, okay, I guess you made your point. But in contrast, the first time through the game, it would also be a bit of an emotional giveaway. Because the first time through the game, you're not really meant to feel bad for any of these bosses. And because this one
it is escaping to the
is
inner
composed of the town itself is all the shades. You're not really meant to feel sorry for them the first time through.
Well, you could play it sort of as the shades, and we sort of have it where the shades are absorbing the people and get angry at the shades for like eating all of these people and like using their corpses as puppets or something like that.
I'm on it.
That's true.
And you play it off as these people are lost. All I can do is avenge their murder in a horrible way by murdering this shade.
Right, but the setup they have for the area is, like, fundamentally that the people are, well, they're terrible people. I mean, it works really well for the first time through. It's a little bit awkward the second time. But again, I think it's because the emotional impact isn't meant to be from the boss or even from the shades. It's meant to be just the fact that your party kind of accidentally annihilated an entire settlement. And turned the giant floaty thing into a porcupine of death.
Sea urchin.
Sorry. Because
yes, this is clearly supposed to be the emotionally impact bit of the area.
I mean, they went out and made a pre-rendered movie for it. Obviously, this is meant to be the emotional impact.
He's gone. His instincts have taken hold. The ultimate weapon is being deployed.
Boom.
And you do get that lovely impact of Emil is sometimes terrible.
Yeah.
And feels really bad about it. Yeah. Kinda gets all the best wake-up scenes.
She does. But Kai's really the one that keeps getting knocked unconscious. Good thing they have ally teleport, huh?
Mm-hmm. Good thing Kaine can teleport while unconscious.
Well, she was conscious at the end, and Tyron, I imagine, has some amount of faculty when she's unconscious, so... Still creepy.
Which is excellent, since by this point, if you're us, you think Emil is the most adorable thing ever.
Yeah, well, once again, this is why I think that this scene should be played out at the end of everything. Because you get all the other character development, then this happens, and you can fully, acknowledge that this is a terrible, horrible thing. And it flows better into the Shadow Lord's castle.
But you saved our lives.
Oh my god, NIER, really?
Didn't you? If it wasn't for you,
I think my
my
favorite part of the scene, other than the fact that Emil is crying, is the fact that this seems like one of those things where in most games, like something horrible happens, and then the party has to recover afterwards, and eventually they come to terms with what happens, and that doesn't happen. Just like, well, it'll be okay. No, it won't. No, it won't. What do you? No, it won't. There's no point after this where they say, it was a necessary evil, or if you hadn't done that, everybody would have died, or the village was lost anyway. He's just like, it's okay, and Emil's just like, no.
Well, let's get out of here so, you don't think
No,
Emil
let's
anymore.
not get out of here, actually. Just leaves a sphere of destruction. Emil, your thoughts? Yep. Okay, we can leave. Look at it! Look at it!
What? Well, the game decided that we couldn't go with the sensible ordering, so now we're gonna cheer Emil up with a wedding.
Yes. Yeah, I swear, I thought the entire thing was hard-coded to go Facade and then Airy, because it just made the most amount of sense. Again, as both an escalation of tragedy, mainly. Because, it's you break a tree. Who cares?
Oh, the horror.
Yeah. I mean, that has ramifications that you can't possibly understand, but basically you broke a tree, and emotionally, you're just confused. Then it's the thing of the junk heap, where it's, it's a tragedy for Gideon. It's one person. Then it's Facade, where one person dies, but the entire town is affected. And then it's the area where, everybody's dead. The end.
Best possible ending to the area, really.
Yeah, it probably is. But like I said, I think, again, that scene is supposed to be the emotional impact, because when the party has their discussion afterwards, they don't even mention, man, that sucks that all those people got absorbed by Shade. Just like, man, that sucks that you blew everybody up. Gonna have to live with that for the rest of your immortal life.
But don't worry about it, because we're okay.
Yeah, we're okay. It's cool.
I really like that, NIER gives a little speech. Kinda doesn't even try.
Yeah. And I'm sure that it wasn't quite intentional, but I like how NIER doesn't even try and hug him again. Just gives him a pat on the back, like, yeah, no, it's cool, I'm not touching you right now.
I sort of like that NIER's just sort of like, clearly NIER knows that's a pretty big deal. But he's sort of playing it off like, in the scheme of things.
Yeah, I've seen it said that what he does there might be an entirely selfish decision. Because Emil's basically edging into catatonic state by then, so he's like, no, it's cool. I still need you. Please help me. But again, that's assuming that the character of NIER winds up being completely self-absorbed, which he almost kind of is. Like, he gets a very dangerous tunnel vision as the game goes on, but he never really. I mean, he still cares. And it would be rude to miss the king's wedding.
I mean, you know, the queen might boycott the wedding if you don't come.
I would love to see Fira just sitting outside the palace, you know, arms crossed, in a little grumpy pose. Because we were late there and we missed the ceremony, she just refused to go inside. Sorry, Boar.
You just slaughtered it for no reason.
I got its liver.
Did you need its liver?
Yes.
For what?
I don't know.
You just slaughtered it. Because you wanted to, and you could.
Possibly. Would you have objected if it was a goat? I don't think you would have.
I wouldn't have. I only objected because it was a boar.
Yeah. They aren't really. Alright, so there's this little quirk in the game where it turns out that if you turn off the subtitles for the game, it just turns off all subtitles, including those that are, you know, necessary to actually understanding what's being said. Stuff with Facade and the Shades. And this was a necessary little thing for this experiment that I wanted to do here. See, I hold the opinion that these wolves talk way, way too much.
I agree.
So we don't really have a devil's advocate to say they don't, but there we are. So,
I mean, you'd be a much better devil's advocate than I would, because I really think the wolves talk too much.
Yeah. I'm the one that told it to you to begin with. And I still hold that opinion. So, anyway, what I did for this particular run was, re-recorded the wolves without their dialogue, just to see how it plays off.
Indeed you can.
Long ago, you
people
bastard.
operated food stands where they impaled the creatures
I
on
just
skewers
want to
and
gut
fried
a
them
shrimp.
whole.
A shrimp that is also a scorpion.
How the hell do you know that?
Who can say? I do not know. Some portions of the past are inexplicably clear in my memory.
So speaking of dialogue getting interrupted by other dialogue,
what was that, hussy?
You always cross the desert and you get that dialogue about the wolves in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think the game was trying to load it, but then I crossed over and got hit with a scorpion. So it loaded up the scorpion dialogue in its place. I mean, I'm okay with that, because I really like the scorpion dialogue. But it was just a bit odd. Because usually the game tries to give you at least some foreshadowing about the wolves' justification. You know, like, what are the wolves doing in the desert? There's nothing to eat here. Then you find out, oh, one of them is hanging around for revenge. But no, I just got scorpions being fried on skewers. I'm perfectly okay with that, but it's a bit weird.
Yeah, I don't care terribly much about the wolves' dialogue. Even with people talking about the wolves.
Well, sure you do. Most of the people around here are talking about how, if they just didn't have to deal with the wolves, their lives would be so much better. And it's true.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's go say hi to the king.
Yes. Hello, king.
Karki.
I hear your days of bachelorhood are coming to a close, King.
My deepest sympathies. I'm just kidding. You'll love married life.
Forgive my pride.
Whatever.
We're all eager to know the identity of your lucky bride.
And it's the White Companion.
Have we met?
You have grown into a fine example
I'm
of
just
womanhood.
not gonna say
I'm sure you
anything.
will make a splendid queen.
What?
Kaine's gonna want to see
I
this.
think she'd make a good white companion.
Can she jump forever? I don't think so.
Well, that's because she doesn't have a scarf.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Congratulations on your wedding.
He is so cute.
I'm sorry.
I don't know
Kaine's
what it
not
is about
here.
that line. I just really like it.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's just so earnest about wanting to go to a wedding.
How can we refuse?
But yeah, Japan is weird. And once again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just, you know, different. A different kind of weirdness. So these scenes here are more or less why I think the wolves just talk too damn much. Because you can really just let that speak for itself. You don't need to have Rock soliloquizing about, you know, how evil humans are and the raping of the forests and poisoning of rivers and all that.
No, you really just need a shot of dead puppies.
Right. I wish this was voiced.
Yeah. I mean, let's be fair. I wish the entire game was voiced.
Yeah. But this is a pretty, important bit of dialogue for the characters. It's kind of weird that it didn't get voiced. Crowd appearing decks. Oh.
Hey, Emil, how do you feel about getting married?
So exciting.
Emil, you're a skeleton. How are you going to sleep anyway?
He does.
Which, let's be fair, is a little weird.
Well, no, if you think about him, I mean, he's still, like, biomagical. He does need to recover energy.
Yes, but he's missing a lot of the... Oh.
With me.
He doesn't...
Would you get into a wedding with... Oh, damn, he already left. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Which basically, if you assume someone doesn't need to eat, you also assume they don't need to sleep.
Mark of a true leader.
True.
I couldn't have spoken better myself. Your people
Although,
deserve a moment of
I would
rest
buy
and
him
celebration.
needing to sleep. Well, I mean, I do buy him needing to sleep. Significantly more than I would buy the idea that he needs to or is even capable of eating. I mean, sleep you could kind of basically hand wave as like just a state of suspended animation to regain energy.
Mm-hmm.
Eating does not work.
Oh, yeah.
On any level.
Wouldn't work. I'm sorry, I sort of have this little adorable image of Emil just like sitting in the sun and like going to sleep and charging himself like a solar battery or something.
Aww. Photosynthesis.
Mm-hmm.
I know. The wolves, except for Rock, look really weird. Rock is fantastic, though. Well, you see that one? It's tinier than the other ones. See, I can't hear him complaining about it, so that just works so much better.
I mean, Kavya does a good enough job on animating things.
More than good enough.
That
they're really good with animating when they when they've got the opportunity.
But the scene carries all the emotional impact and really doesn't need any words.
No.
How nice! A wedding! Flowers
Meanwhile,
everywhere.
dancing.
Everyone's happy. It's great. I'm kind of jealous. Aren't you kind of jealous, Kaine?
No.
Oh, come on.
He's so cute.
Yes. Kaine, I'm trying to share a moment of happiness, however brief it may be. Please just acknowledge me. Nah, she's happy. That is kind of nice how she brushes it off right there, but then you get the shot of all of them together, and she's, you know, grinning and leaning on Emil's head, and just totally okay with it.
Yeah.
I would almost hesitate to say happy. See?
Brief moments of happiness.
Yeah.
Vera! That wolf is a shade.
Thank you, Kaine.
I couldn't tell without your help.
I like that he begins the talk about how you raped our forests and poisoned our streams, but then NIER just kind of stabs him and he goes away.
Here! Here! さてさしろ決戦
改ざん草地パンチ割れ
Here! Konta Yorinu!
タク
な
またきをおよりかちそれでタク
Here! Here だい Here! あ、待てろしたかりきたたさすゾリッタできたいやケルタコスキさん2歳そらしたすさちとケルタコスキさん改ざん歌を打ってぐっとより打ってや
I would rethink this course of action, King. Ahead lies a battle you cannot win.
カイゼムよりザフヤダスネンザルスゼルガーザルスだゾルキアールゾデイオラリキタゴユリペルアトルカイゼムタトデクラックルトデクゼルガンツイカラツグキテテカイゼムタエキウサカイゼラオットと来て総取りリスダカイ
What is he doing back there? It's kind of weird. Somebody intentionally animated him doing something. But Kaine isn't doing anything.
Oh, I sort of figured it's just, and in all the people shouting, Emil is just sitting next to the body.
Yeah,
possibly crying his silent tears.
He can't cry, he doesn't have tear ducts.
Exactly.
Right, but it's kind of weird, because he's doing something, but they didn't have Kaine doing anything.
Yes, because I think Kaine's... I don't actually know what I'm trying to say here.
Well, I mean...
But I think it makes a lot of sense for what Emil is doing is sitting next to the poor person that just died.
Right, it makes sense in context of his character. It just seems like this is, for Fira, this is the only time that Kaine really shows a lot of emotion. Up until Emil explodes. For real.
Madness.
It kind of seems like if she was going to, do something in the background, that would be the time to drive home how much of an impact it made.
Count us in.
I guess it still makes sense. I'm not saying that it doesn't.
We're not doing it for you, dumbass.
It's just, I guess my attention is more called to it because they actually, went out of their way to have Emil doing something.
We can ill
but,
afford
Kaine gets her little moment here, whereupon she's like, shut up, we're going to help you murder the wolves.
Oh, yeah.
Because Fira.
Kaizamu Akora.
I also like how we were both just silent during the entire Fira.
What is there to say?
Man, that is a really gruesome red hand.
Team.
Fia, Gita. Tatosa da, Kiratsu Yoriuta, da, Kitsushi, Lius Tosa.
Team.
Yori Waitoso, Fia, Totsudatta, ah?
Team.
Handa, Tose.
Team, Toshken. You, Kaizamu Deku. Nanda. Ruami. Ska!
Look, they're all ready to fight their way through.
I love how NIER, they don't even bother giving him a weapon. He's just about to punch everybody to death.
Fia, Rote to yari kaki ikuso dekita. To kuite geru da.
Who is our king? The king of Facade.
Yeah, the king is our king. See, he's just ready to punch them.
I love that they have that little weapon lowering sequence for all the characters.
Yeah. I love the king obviously has no idea what's going on. That's awful sweet.
押してキルたちエクグギリスアーガイカイザムより生き落ちずテクゴユラカイザムチジストズイわくれたしよりよこうだたちよりうた
Meanwhile, Rock is giving some crazy overblown speech to the wolves.
Right.
I mean, you know, the king is all impetuous and youthful, and the conversation is a little bit formal, but you know, it's because it's the advisor speaking.
Yeah,
and then
it's really
the wolves are like, "I hear you, my brothers. We shall die with honor. Come, my comrades, to arms." Because when I think of wolves, that is exactly the kind of speech that I think of.
But they all agree.
I guess.
He went around and he got the agreement of every single wolf in the pack.
I
I was gonna say all 6 of them, according to that cutscene, but then you get attacked by like 30. Kaine's also the one that says "let's move" right there. Kinda leading the charge.
Well, time to murder a bunch of wolves.
The wolves appear to be targeting the king. He seeks the king of Facade.
I like how they all have this weird, leaping over the cliffs animation. Like, instead of just massing their forces in the middle, they try and perform an ambush. Which I guess makes sense, but...
But it would really just be smarter to have all of them attack at once.
Unwavering defiance.
Well, definitely, but maybe if Rock had been standing in the middle, then wait until everybody comes in, and then all the wolves jump off the cliff at once, and then just kind of, you know, fall on top of you, and then there's teeth and stuff. Maybe that would have worked. Maybe instead of having to wait for the signal, and starting about, you know, 100 yards
killed
away.
by falling wolves.
Yes. That would certainly be a thing. Wolves fall, everyone dies. Damn, I just had the actual mental image of that.
Stay on your guard.
Wow, that's
My brain then went, and then the wolves used their fallen comrades as weaponry.
Just pick up a wolf, put it in your mouth, and swing it around. I have mental images of the greatest battle going through my head right now. Just, you know, raining wolves, and then wolves picking up other wolves and swinging around like clubs.
There were some really good moments that make you wince.
Yes. Here's the line that you need from Rock, though. That's what I said. Do I need to?
Yes. It's a requirement.
Yeah. But let me at least watch this. Oh, I made a little dog whining noise.
I have already lived here for far too long. But you must endure. Go, live, and think of me now and again.
Me and my silly hat.
Thank you for being my friend.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway, what did you do to deserve that fate? Let me see. You ate people? you specifically attacked people. You almost killed Fira, then you actually did kill Fira. You tried to, well, you successfully disrupted a perfectly civil wedding ceremony. You tried to eat NIER, and then you tried to eat NIER while he was running across the desert delivering fine china.
I believe that young Fira was perfectly content with the life she had.
Specifically, there were 20 wolves.
Of course.
While I was trying to deliver
Does it not
fine china.
sound
What
like
the
what she
hell?
would say to you? She was terribly proud of her king, and now you must do all that you can to honor her memory.
I mean, okay, I get attacking the facade, I get attacking the people, you know, there's a land war and a battle for territory, and, you know, resources are scarce and whatnot, but seriously, fine China! That was just being jerks! Attacking, you know, 6-year-old children? Really? Do you not get why you deserve that?
I would just like to say that earlier in this video, you condoned throwing rocks at children.
There's a difference
but you now
between.
Do not support eating children.
There's a difference between throwing rocks at children and eating them.
Yes, one of them
a significant difference. See, one of them is just being cruel. The other one involves actually murdering and consuming them, and that's just.
There, Yona. Hold on.
There are certain lines that even I will not cross.
No, in my opinion, wolves work better when you don't hear all of what the wolves are saying and just go, oh my god, puppies.
Right. Because again, Cavia has very good animators at their disposal. I mean, you know, even discounting the motion animation, which I don't think that you could do with the wolves because, you know, wolves. There's a lot of emotion to be gotten just by,
I marvel
you know,
at how
they
relatively
move.
simple a task this retrieval process
And people
proved
like
to be.
dogs.
It is almost as if
Yes,
someone
dogs are almost
deliberately
inherently
set us on this
sympathetic,
path.
so
You're
you don't need to
overthinking
make
it,
them say
Vice.
anything. Just show
But
people a wounded puppy
I
and
don't
they
care if
will
it's a trap.
melt.
Yona's waiting for me, and I'm going.
Give
I
people
see.
a long rant about protecting the environment. And they generally melt far less than they roll their eyes.
Yeah. I mean, even if you agree with them, there's a point where it goes a little bit overboard, and you just kind of say, okay, I got it. I got it. I'm going to pollute just to spite you now.
I mean, maybe it's just because we've seen this so many times.
I don't think so. Even the first time through this, I was kind of... No, Rock. It's a little bit much.
I'm sorry, you could, you know, move about a mile into a forest full of goats.
You're
Tasty,
really gonna
tasty
do it?
goats.
The whole village.
To be fair, I think it's
They say
significantly
you're
more
gonna
than a
rescue
mile.
It's true.
But they could move
This is
straight
my
to that
final
little
journey.
Hard to believe.
that
this is
little
the end.
spit of land
I'll
with all
bring
those
her
damn
back.
goats.
I promise.
About that.
What?
Oh
Nothing.
right, Popola.
Never mind. Popola
She
just loves to worry.
see, she almost
Anyway,
tries to
you
tell
be
you not to
careful.
go.
Yes. Do be careful.
I will. Watch over
And
the
then
village
Devil
while
is
I'm
like,
gone.
no, Popola, remember the damn plan.
We've got things to do, Popola. Kiss the chandelier. And we're off. I keep seeing this, that particular Yona diary, and I keep wondering what exactly it means.
Which one?
Kaine is put together in all the right places. I mean, there's the obvious, and then there's the not quite as obvious, and there's the dog. This is the last time we'll be in the village, so I gotta say goodbye to the dogs.
You and those dogs.
Look at them, they're so happy!
Further proof that everyone finds puppies sympathetic.
Exactly!
So long as they're not lecturing you or trying to eat your face.
Right. Oh, you mentioned, back in the Airy, that there would be more impact if you actually cared about the people there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it must only trigger for a side quest because I was expecting it to come up when we came back here, but it didn't. There is a line from, between NIER and Vice, where Vice asks if NIER would be capable of striking down those that were important to him if he thought they were shades.
Are we ready?
Let's all make it back alive,
And he says,
okay?
well, you know,
It's a plan.
it's NIER, so he immediately says, of course!
Mm-hmm.
It just,
Oh, yes, but I think player impact.
Oh, no, I mean, it acknowledges the concept, and...
Oh, that the area is basically full of assholes that nobody likes.
Kinda. I mean, that it acknowledges the concept that, you know, they could have gone for the whole, this is a place they actually care about and everybody is shades thing.
Mm-hmm.
Although...
But they did.
And it might have been alluding to the area, because it's not a thing that... I mean, you know, nobody cares about the area, but it could have been... Kinda, sorta. Like, what would you do if there was an entire town filled with shades and murder everybody? And it turns out, oh, that's actually what you do.
How about that line of dialogue?
I'm trying to remember. Thank you! I like how the flying shade just got himself stuck in the cliff there. Yeah, it must be, oh, I think it's when you do that little side quest with the shade with the little girl.
Oh, yes. I like that side quest.
Yeah, it's pretty depressing.
I feel like a dick during that side quest.
Yeah, even if you don't realize, oh, that shade is probably the little girl's shade.
You still feel like you just murdered someone's friend.
By that point in the game, I was working under the assumption that shades were just dead people. Like, dead people's souls come back in some weird thing, which I guess is not entirely inaccurate, but...
Yeah.
You know, close enough. And I was kind of assuming that it was like a dead little brother or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was still really unpleasant.
I mean, I think it is pretty reasonable by the end of your first playthrough to start thinking that shades are in some way people.
Right.
And not just, you know, evil people, they are...
People.
Yeah.
People that you might have known. Or they might have known.
People that you might have loved.
People that are actually you. And then it gets kind of weird.
Yeah. And then you ignored those shades to walk through a door.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to kill anything in here this particular pass. And they don't really do a very good job of keeping you from the Shadow Lord, so, you know, just run through them. Except those get big guys.
One.
Yeah. That's instinct, basically.
It's sort of nice, though, that they don't make you murder all of these poor, incomplete shades that have gathered here.
I don't think these guys are incomplete.
Well, you know, they say that on the first...
On the first run, but when you come back, there's a whole lot more of them, and these guys have armor and shields and stuff. I think that these are supposed to be the advance guard. Because the Shadow Lord realizes, oh, somebody's actually arriving.
Yeah, my box
you guys try and stop them. Yep. My boxes have been dismantled. This means that someone will arrive. Yeah, I think by this point you're actually fighting, soldiers.
Yeah.
Either way, though, you can just run through them, so it doesn't matter. Well, men, he's gone through the door. We can't follow him.
There's a cliff out there.
There's also a big wooden bridge.
Hey, do you think the shades could make that jump? I think they would all plummet to the death.
No, you're right. You're probably right, actually, yeah. They could at least try.
I mean, they've got more advanced guard up here.
Yeah, they just gotta give up. Ah, the guy's up.
Alive.
The guy's
Let's
up. Bubble,
not
take it.
follow him.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry, Ralph's up there. He can take it. Then again, would you really put your trust in some guy named Ralph?
It depends. It really depends. Probably not. No.
Such an ominous sight. And yet I find it strangely nostalgic.
Yeah. This is where Vice and I first met.
Wow! This is where you used to live, Vice?
Well, yes,
You're easily
I
excited.
suppose. In
Yeah.
a technical sense.
Pretty
You
nice
bounced back
digs
quick,
for a
kid.
floating magazine.
At least it was free from annoying hussies like yourself.
Okay, Emil, you're kind of freaking me out now.
And now the path is open.
Just because he always watches you?
Always.
Kid has his priorities straight.
Yes, but did he really need to turn around and just stare at me over his shoulder like that?
Yes! Yes, he did.
Oh, okay.
Dude, if you have a head that can rotate 360 degrees, shouldn't you take advantage of it? Probably one of the few perks to being a creepy skeleton.
I bet the floating is nice.
That's not a perk of being a creepy skeleton, that's a perk of having a scarf.
You're right. Wait, no! Yes and no. That is a perk of having a scarf, but he can still fly without it.
Do you ever see him fly without it?
No, but it's in, Around the World in 80 Days.
To whom does the true lady show himself? You must answer.
It can talk.
I ask, why did humans disappear from the world?
The hell should I know?
Oh, I got bored.
Patience. I believe this is some manner of password.
I burned them all.
Password?
Yes.
At this
the
point,
correct
that is very
answer
likely.
should grant us access to the castle. I feel confident I have heard this somewhere
I
before.
love those birds.
Yes.
They're the most pretentious thing in the entire game. Which is saying something. We also have Vice and Rock.
Well, Vice is pretentious in a very amusing way, which I think disregards pretension.
I answer because of a black disease.
I love how angry that one is. You know, like there's legitimately being pretentious, which Rock kind of,
I answer by
edges
separating
into,
body from
and then
soul.
Vice, who is just so overblown that it wraps right back around to being funny.
I answer.
And fantastic.
They are placed in their corresponding shells.
Very well. You are acknowledged as master. You may enter.
Well then, seems the way is open.
How do you know? How do you know it was
They
locked?
said-
It's the twins from your village.
Popola, Devila, what are you doing here?
Hey, any chance you'll just go back to the village? This is a
Sure.
very dangerous place.
I
Even
already
if you
did that.
can find Yona here, you probably can't get her out.
I like that it works
How
too.
did you get here?
The game gives you all the huge
You're
build
asking
up and
questions
says
right now.
once you enter here, you won't be able to leave. It's clearly a point of no return. Then you can just, return.
No dice, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we don't have a choice.
Trolled by
No,
Cavia
I
to the end.
suppose not. How sad.
And the first one really isn't not a question. They'll just tell you we're
We
asking
didn't want to fight
questions.
you.
but that last answer.
It's true.
Yep.
We didn't want to.
At least that should verify. Like, are you sure you want to go home? Oh, you mean I actually can? Well, sure. Bing. And now we need to climb it again.
What's happening?
Right.
We never thought you'd grow to be this powerful.
This is madness. Why do you block our path?
You have no cause to speak so with us, Grimoire Weiss. You are a traitor.
When I got here my first time, I had my own weird theories about shades and stuff, and I kind of assumed that these two were shades.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it was a psychological tactic.
What now?
Because the stuff with the Aerie, like, suggests that shades could assume human form.
Right.
Not just, you know, possess people. So I kind of assumed that the last-ditch attempt was for shades to look like Devil and Popola to try and convince you to go away.
Copied my paws.
I mean, you know, like, how did they get up here? What are they doing?
Verses.
We've seen that shades
Of
turn
course
into
we
people,
can.
and people can turn back
Power
into
came
shades,
from
so,
us
you know,
in the
maybe it
first
was
We
some...
simply
They're just
loaned you a
pretending.
small portion of it.
yeah, like, you know, they assumed, the form of the people that you trust to make you go away.
Why?
And then it kept going. I was like, no,
The
this doesn't
answer
make
to
any
every
sense.
riddle lies within the heart of the
What is
Shadow
going
Lord.
on?
The Shadow Lord? You've been on his side this whole time?
You must search for that answer yourself.
Then they didn't turn back
You've
into
gotta
shades
face
through
your
this
own
whole,
truth now.
bubble thing, so
Please,
maybe
Enter the
I don't
Shadow
understand.
Lord's castle.
Devila and Popola are fighting us.
Yes, they do seem to be putting us through a great deal of
You all right there?
How odd. For long years, my
Office
mind
buildings.
and tongue have been my greatest assets.
Yeah. Office buildings floating in a void.
But now the latter
Which would be
seems to
so much easier to show if the camera would just mess up.
Here.
Weiss?
Don't look at me like that. I am
I thought that was
Grimoire
pretty
Weiss.
neat.
I am perfectly
I mean,
agree with you.
Not really the way it should have been for your first, you know, viewing of this dungeon.
I hear a
But
waltz.
A good alternate view
yeah,
for
that
later
was pretty cool.
playthroughs.
To be honest, I didn't even know there were other buildings out there until that happened. I mean, it's a combination of not bothering to look outside and having a not-so-great TV connection at the time.
Yeah.
But still.
This whole section is
It certainly is a
vaguely
grand
annoying in the
affair.
later playthroughs since it takes a
time,
while.
yeah.
Bastards.
They're all shades.
Ah, a royal ball. How utterly diverse.
I kind of wish it kept the distorted music
Not like I
throughout
was
the entire
trying to
fight.
Yeah, it's a
That
bit late for
would be
that.
nice.
Oh well.
Yeah, I always wondered why it cut into this music. Because the distorted music, I think, would have made sense for going through the whole fight.
Well, I think it's because it's the, you know, castle battle theme.
I mean, but as long as there were people waltzing, it would have made sense to have this music and then it to change when, like, Goose appeared.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't,
Oh well.
I can't pretend I know why that happened, but it did. I guess a flashy hat, yay!
Yay!
I wish you could equip the flashy hats.
I just like the random items you can get.
Yeah, you get pretty chokers, the school books, coloring books, a flashy hat. Now I think about it, it implies that that one shade just really wanted to be dapper no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Was that what set us off on the dapper kick? The flashy hats?
No, I had a very different dapper kick. But I think that it was the idea of,
I'll open the next door.
Yeah,
Cover
I think
me.
you're right.
Oh, how
Hope
do you
wearing
love
a dapper hat.
Knock it off, Vice.
Hmm? Oh, right.
Or the flashy
Check the
hat,
hussy,
whatever.
yes.
Yeah.
Good plan, let's go.
Kinda, you in that door.
I like how she's actually trying to pick the lock.
Protect
Until
Kaine
she
for us.
stops.
Stupid door. Come on. Oh, come on.
Kaine, hurry!
No.
It's not open yet?
A while ago.
Do I look like a goddamn locksmith to
I
you?
remember that somebody was just
No, you idiot.
complaining about the game for the sake of whatever. I
Damn
don't
no
know.
good bullshit
And
bastard.
they came
Come
from
on.
localization, which, as you know, was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And they cited Kaine's expletives to the door as being a bad example of localization. That's not how people swear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, seriously, have you never just unloaded all of your frustrations onto some inanimate object that's not working? I mean, really? Why would you call a door no good bullshit bastard? Because it's not working.
We need to help Kaine.
I would
Yeah,
do that
no.
if I've had a long bad day.
You okay?
I mean, all you need
we
to do
got
is think of how people, like, talk to their computers when they're not working.
Yes.
And I know I've gotten my key, like, stuck in a door and I've started swearing at the thing.
Yep. That was such a weird thing to complain about. Like, I get getting bored of the gameplay, it can be repetitive. I get if you don't like the characters, they might just be too complex and human for you. I get maybe not liking some of the dialogue construction because the game is written, by and large, for more, better.
Got it.
It doesn't spell out a whole lot of things. It has quiet moments, and it has realistic beats, I guess. But really, you're gonna
make an offer.
Huh?
Nothing, continue.
I was just gonna say, really, you're gonna complain about the woman swearing at a door? You're just reaching now.
I mean, people will complain about anything.
Can we even hurt this
Yeah,
thing?
and tastes are subjective. I understand that.
Yes. I mean, let's be fair, we complain a lot about Rock's whole... We complain about any dialogue that Rock has.
Stay focused, Kaine. No, don't fall victim to such distraction.
I will say that Rock's,
We
those
have
were
to
my
keep
words
going.
line, I still like.
Move it!
Yeah. No, that's a good one.
It's just so petulant.
Yeah. Rock needed...
This way! Move!
3/4 less of his less dialogue.
Yeah. But again, that's a very subjective thing, because I've heard that some people will actually wind up siding entirely with the wolves after the second playthrough. I think they're nuts, but, you know.
I mean...
Taste, whatever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I can understand siding with the wolves for the whole... Yeah, environment, they have a right to live, and the men of the mask murdered them and all, but Rock isn't a terribly compelling speaker in my mind.
Right. He's basically an eco-terrorist.
Damn it, I can't get it open!
A really, pompous one, but with all my comrades, let us stand together. Fight the Homo sapien menace.
Yeah.
She's just like you, sunshine.
I love Tyrant.
I can't get over how his dialogue is literally blah ha ha.
Hate is just another crutch for you. You're in pain.
You're in pain and you're lonely and no one likes you. I should have let that conversation play out. I really love it.
Me too.
It's like being on a schoolyard. You're in pain, you're lonely, and no one wants to be your friend.
Which, let's be fair, is really Tyrant.
Yeah, it really is. It's cool, man. We broke through the windows. And abrupt color palette change. There we go.
How did you get here?
I mean, this makes the battle against... This is like the most fun you have in the battle against Goose. Because it's unwinnable.
Oh yeah.
But you suddenly feel like you have help and things are looking up. And it doesn't really matter that you can't win this fight or that this is like the 5th time you've been doing this.
Well, yeah,
the King of Facade just busted through a window.
Yes, he did. Plus, you've got them actually talking in the background. You have allies. Karma's playing. Finally.
You know it's a good day when Karma's playing.
Yes. Not when Sacrifice is playing. That's not. That's a bad sign.
King!
You're a badass.
You listen real careful to the background of this one, it loses all instrumentation except the piano.
Open the door! You can't fight them on your own!
Right there.
That's a nice touch.
Because it's not quite so uplifting when you don't have the rest of the percussion in the background.
But I mean, it makes sense because the king was trying, everyone was trying really hard to like be uplifting for Ryu, and now they know they're all gonna die.
Oh yeah. It's very well executed.
The little touches.
Open the damn door!
Meanwhile.
Come on, let's go.
One of the better moments of the game.
He's fighting for you, and for Fira.
It is. I like how Kaine deals with stress by just beating the crap out of the closest organic thing she can find. It's very fitting of the character. To go off again, a lot of times you have the female badass, but she's eventually confronted with something terrible and she winds up, you know, in a corner crying, and then the main male lead has to come by and comfort her.
Or you get the sort of where they're the more humorous portrayal of like the contrasting the weak-looking little girl with the temper and the giant hammer.
Right, but in a more serious context, like, you know, what we have going on here. Usually the female lead would take this opportunity to finally show her, you know, her softer
sensitive side.
Her femaleness, as it were. The,
Devil,
I guess it...
Popola!
Oh, look. You made
I think too hard about video games.
We've been waiting
it
for
kind of
so
plays
long.
into
what
the
hell
whole
is going on?
Male
It began
power
1300 years ago.
sort of thing, like, you know, you have the really strong female character, but she's still fragile. So your male avatar
Do you still
comes in and can comfort her, and you as the
then let's give you a
presumably
refresher.
male player of the game would feel, I guess, it's a weird word to use, but more virulent.
Yeah, but you know, sort of reconfirming the gender stereotype of.
I remember.
Right.
Devla.
In other words, you're trying to portray the strong woman, but you're also trying to play it both ways.
In fact. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the truth can be a real bitch. All of us.
It sort of goes
Every
back to
person
the.
standing in this room are mere shells created by the true humans.
You lie.
Nope, not this time.
Stereotype rather than character.
Humans. I mean,
Of
the true humans. They're extinct.
You want to have
No,
a strong woman,
they still
but
live on.
since they are a
Know
woman,
them
they
as
must also
shades.
be
Each shade is a twisted
sensitive and
remnant
cry
of
at
what
least
was
once,
a
or
human
something
being.
like that.
Right,
Crazy,
because
huh?
they are.
Now let's skip the part where you stand
Because
there with your
again,
mouths agape
you
and just
are
get down
writing
to
a
business.
woman before a character.
Wait.
Sorry, but we're gonna be needing that shell of yours.
Whereas,
The
you know,
Wraith
here,
won't be angry with us.
Kaine.
We are only doing our
Kaine
duty.
only cries in
Under
her.
the command of the true humans.
Yeah,
We
Kaine
live
only cries in her
eternally for the sole
flashback. You know,
purpose
when
of
she's a
controlling
lot
others.
younger and hasn't
That's the only reason
gone
we
through a lot of the
exist.
trauma that she's already had. And also, her grandmother
You have your
got
own
crushed to
motives,
paste in
your
front of
own
her,
desires.
and also an entire village hates her.
And
I mean,
we have ours.
it's completely understandable. Even
I fear it really is
if
just
if
that
she had
simple.
been a male character, that
Don't speak
you
such
would have expected
foolish
that same thing, because that
mess.
transcends the gender stereotype.
I mean, let's be fair, we have a young male character sob in game.
A lot. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have laughed at the end of that. But yes, that's true.
We're the same. You
But
and
again, you know,
us,
it's
tools in the
situations
hands
where
of the
it's
master.
not because they are trying to be portrayed as a
nothing
weak
like you.
character.
None of us are.
It's just a perfectly natural sort of thing where, you know, 90% of the population would probably react in a similar way.
Yeah,
Like,
it's one of the life is terrible responses is in fact burst into tears.
Right. And I think what also cements it is that NIER basically collapses into tears at the end of the hallway here.
Yeah.
So it's not like, you know, it's the female
You crying?
whatever, sensitivity issue, because it's just, you know, people can only take so much.
I
And then
understand
Kaine
now
beats the
why
crap
we're
out of him.
twins.
Yeah.
It's because we were born without souls. Devla!
Slightly melodramatic, Devil, I have to say.
Oh God, I can't stop it. This world is too lonely for one without a soul.
Maybe a little bit, but
there's too much emptiness.
But then again, Devla is a musician, bard, artsy type, and
you're right.
I would not be surprised if Devla had, like, her notebook for her occasional emo moments of writing out what she might say on her death.
Even then, well...
Devla! Don't you go!
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
No, I can't
Just
be
the,
alone.
Slightly more poetic
Devla!
speech. Like, I found when I get really tired and cranky, I begin pulling out all my 5-syllable words and nobody can understand what I'm saying.
Popola,
Just accidentally.
let's stop this now.
So I can understand Devla being tired, cranky, or dying.
Stop.
And just, you know, defaulting to that
You
kind
want
of
me to stop?
more lyrical whatever.
I have the luxury to stop? You cut down
Clearly, you're not tired and cranky
Exactly.
You tell me to
I'm not currently tired and cranky.
Popola, wait! It doesn't have to. No one stops!
It's way too late to stop! No one stops!
Popola, we've been friends for so long.
It's random where
You
she...
get some good, different reactions
Those who have
to
watched the world
tragedy
with her for
here.
time
Yeah.
immemorial
of Popola literally starts screaming.
Difficult to imagine.
Kaine
I don't want to do
beats
this.
on
I
you
don't
and
wanna
then
fight.
basically says, "Let's get going. We have a job to do." And NIER collapses and collapses sobbing.
Right. And Emil
More
waits
or
for everybody
less.
else to be out of the room before he collapses sobbing. I was gonna say, usually I think where Pope moves is completely random.
The bridge!
But that particular fight, the 2 times she got to teleport in, it was right over Devola's body. Yeah, I think that worked out really well. Well being a relative term.
Yeah, we're done for.
Can't you just face cannon her?
No.
It'll be all right.
No, we cannot.
You know, when I was young, I hated.
We're not going to talk over this cutscene, are we?
Now that I'm older,
unlikely.
I hate what my body has become. There's something else there now. Something like pride. You know? I mean, without all this, I couldn't have become your friend.
Now, don't get me wrong. Some of this I could have done without.
Thank you for everything.
The,
Emil.
Emil's comments
so
here.
Long, all I could do was destroy.
Emil's little speech here.
Yeah.
I have a chance to save something. No! Keep going. Move.
Emil.
Don't worry. I'm gonna be fine.
Wait, what?
Emil! Emil!
Emil! You jackass, get back here! Emil!
I feel like that's one of the better localized bits of Kaine speak.
Yes.
Where you just start cursing at your friend.
It is.
Kaine's so unstable, and Vice can't stop arguing with people. I hope they can hold it together once I'm gone.
Well,
Well, I guess they'll just have to learn.
Vice kinda winds up disassociated from a body, and then Kaine may or may not get stabbed in the chest. Sorry, kid.
Turns out they, actually did need you.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
I want to see you again. I want to see all of you again.
I mean, so however much you don't want, you could skip Emil's flowery pride in myself speech.
Oh,
earlier.
no. I don't want to skip that.
What could you have done without them?
No, his speech, he says, without all of this, I couldn't have been your friend. Then, you take a pause, like, although, there are a few, of this that I probably could have done without.
Oh, yes, I see exactly what you mean.
No.
God, I have to say I'm tired, though, because I thought for a second that Emil's crystal ball thingy, as it was shattering, looked exactly like his face.
All things considered, possibly. Let's be honest. That is a very real possibility.
Yeah.
No, I can't really do without his speech. I mean, it is a little bit flowery and overblown if you just read it. But in context and with the delivery and taking into account his character and all that, you couldn't not have it. Nothing is gained by not having him give that speech.
Well, yeah. Oh, King.
In fact, if you didn't, that cutscene would make absolutely no sense.
Well, yeah. I misinterpreted what you said there.
Yeah. am pretty sure that somebody would have at one point brought up that it seems a little bit overblown. Although I haven't actually seen that said, which is interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's dramatic, but it's very Emil.
Yes. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of the natural evolution of that friendship speech he gave back in the library, which was also overdramatic and, a little bit crazy, given that he'd only met those people, like, a day ago. And he professed his intention to become a Time Lord to save Vice. But, well, what you get here is completely necessary. Because not only is it just, you know, in line with him, throughout the rest of the game, you don't really get that sense that he's, you know, that bothered by everything. I mean, he's bothered by it, but you don't think, like, by the way, I'm totally okay with suiciding.
Yeah.
Thanks for not being afraid of me.
Hi, Yona.
Oh, soon my body will arrive, like it's being FedExed to him. I got the Amazon receipt. It'll be here within the next couple of days. Don't worry, Yona.
I even shelled out for next day delivery.
Speaking of sobbing.
Why he wanted to wait another 100 years. The body would have been smaller and cheaper to send by FedEx.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the acting here is just great. The domestic abuse is pretty good, too. I know what you want to do, Kaine, but I don't think he's up for it right now. Yeah.
I don't think Kaine's up for it right now, actually.
She almost did.
Sure.
Aww.
And Papa NIER has almost reached apathy.
Mm-hmm.
This will last until he sees his daughter.
Anyway, this final hallway is gonna take us right up to the Shadow Lord, so video's gonna end in about a minute.
Alright.
So thank you. Thank you, this has been fun.
Yep, thank you, too.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. And as for the rest of you, I will see you on the other side.